penultimate speaker, Greg Wagner, with Total Human Extinction.
So I'm here to reflect with you. Oh, the font got changed on reflections. That's too bad. Okay, total human extinction. Obviously, so everyone has thought about their own death, but who's really thought about the death of the entire human species? Everyone, the entire human species. Genetic lines snuffed out. You need a little perspective first. Okay, the Earth, we all know. I mean, everyone here knows. The Earth is a tiny pinpoint in vast space. Space so vast we can't even comprehend it. We can't. It's impossible for us to even understand it. But you know, we can understand life. Okay, time, numbers. Life has existed on the Earth for 3.5 billion years. 3.49 billion years later, humans arrived. How much longer do we have to live? That's a true point of perspective. Okay, we know how long we've lived. How much longer do we have to live? Okay, and that's what I'm going to talk about with you today. Okay, so various ways that we could die. Failure of the sun. This is inevitable, actually, right? I mean, we know 7 billion years from now, the sun is going to expand and vaporize the Earth. It will become part of the sun's atmosphere. But what you might not know is actually the sun is increasing its radiation from time to time. As the sun burns more nuclear fuel, the core condenses, and the increased gravity causes the fuel to burn faster. So, you know, 500 million years from now, people estimate the Earth could become a desert because of the increased radiation, and you know, we could lose all CO2 and all life could die. You know, we're really not sure what to do about that. Death from above. Well, this could occur at any moment, gamma ray burst or a supernova. You know, gamma ray burst, you know, from a collapsing star, we won't know it's coming because it travels almost at the speed of light. And if a gamma ray burst collides with the Earth, you know, that's going to burn a hole in the ozone layer, it could burn off the atmosphere. That's actually a picture from a NASA study. That's a NASA study, okay? They made that picture, and that's the atmosphere on fire, okay? Supernova could do the similar thing, yeah. I mean, it's doubtful we would be able to survive it, especially right now. Magnetosphere failure, I mean, we don't understand why we even have a magnetosphere. Let me explain magnetosphere. It's a magnetic field that's around the Earth, probably due to some currents going in the core. Maybe so. I mean, we don't know exactly, but whatever mechanism creates that magnetic field, it could decay, it could cease to exist, and then we'd be bombarded by energetic particles. Our atmosphere would probably blow off. We wouldn't have any air to breathe. We would get cancer, stuff like that. Yeah.
How pleasant is that?
And, you know, again, you know, what can we do? We live underground or something. Impact. Yeah. I mean, this is something we all know about. We can predict it, right? I mean, we can do a survey of the sky, but can we prevent it? We think we can prevent it. Probably a lot of people here are very hopeful about ways, or they have a lot of ideas about ways to prevent it, but will it actually work? We don't know. Geologic catastrophe. I mean, we understand the Earth pretty well. So a supervolcano, actually, people think that has probably already happened, actually, in the Earth's past, so that probably wouldn't cause us to go completely extinct. We would probably lose all civilization, but maybe we wouldn't go completely extinct. You know, but who knows? I mean, you know, there could be an earthquake event that lasted 100,000 years. The Earth could crack open and a bunch of lava could pour over the entire Earth, killing us all. We don't really know. You know, these are things that we need to use science to figure out if this can possibly happen, and we don't know yet. Okay, climate change, this is going to happen. I'm not talking about global warming, because actually I think probably, and if you look at things in the long scale, long term, you know, the use of fossil fuels, we'll run out of fossil fuels. We won't be able to warm the Earth with CO2 anymore. But eventually, you know, we're in the interglacial period. There'll be another ice age. If the Earth actually becomes covered with more than 30% of ice, because the sunlight is reflected off the Earth, then that will cause a feedback mechanism which will cause the whole Earth to be covered in ice, the snowball Earth. What would we do then? I mean, there's no plants if it's a snowball Earth. I don't know how we would survive. We'd have to live in space, probably. Nuclear war. I mean, this is the most despicable option of them all. I mean, it's absolutely atrocious that's even an option on the table. But it is, because, I mean, the United States and the Soviet Union and a bunch of other countries have thousands of nuclear bombs. You know, we could destroy ourselves. Why? It doesn't make any sense. If I were to put one person in charge of maintaining human destiny, and they were like, oh yeah, by the way, you know, I came back a week later, and they were like, oh yeah, there's thousands of nuclear bombs. I'd be like, you're fired. That's a bad job. You did a bad job. Nuclear bombs, why? It's terrible. Terrible. Okay, so I just want you to entertain me for a second. The meaning of life, okay? We don't know the meaning of life. The universe, it's like it's a grand clock that just turns, and we're like one atom in a gear. We don't know why, but we do have a purpose. There is a purpose to life, and that is to continue life. Okay, the purpose of all life is just continue life. So we know what we need to do. We need to continue our genetic strains, and in doing so, also continue the other life that's on the Earth, right? Because we need other life on Earth to survive, and also that life is related to us through geology. I mean, through ecology. So, I mean, it's easy not to care about this because we say, what can we do about this now? You know, Right now, there's very little we can do. Very little we can do to prevent any of those catastrophes from happening. But our events now propagate into the future. Everything we do now will have an effect on the future. So we can make changes in our society to make ourselves care, make our society care, so that someday we'll be able to face these challenges.
Yeah.
This is science. Science can save us. Not nothing.
That was a sure.